Hi guys. Um Welcome back to Always and Forever podcast. I'm your host Trin, and this is my first video podcast piece, so I'm excited. I'm how do I put this? I'm ecstatic. I'm ready to be here. I'm ready to be used as a vessel, and I just want to give God all the glory, all the honor, all the praise for allowing me to be here. Because without God, I wouldn't be here. So yeah, I'm gonna say a prayer before I get started with anything. Okay, a little life update, I guess. So I'm on winter break, and I've been at home a lot. But okay, I'm home half the day and then the other half I'm at work. But today I was off, and so I was just at home all day. And I have this thing where whenever I'm in my room all day, I get kind of these intense feelings of sadness and depression. I won't say depression because depression is prolonged sadness, but it makes me feel that way. And today it happened because I was in my room and I was painting and I was doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden I just felt very burdened. I felt very sad. I felt very not overwhelmed. I just felt like something was wrong. And when that happens, I get very nervous and I get very scared, because before I came fully to Christ, I dealt with depression, and during COVID I was depressed for a year and a half. And so I always have this fear of what if I go back to that, or what if I become depressed again. And so I had my moment of sadness today, and I was sitting in this chair because it's so comfy and I love it. But yeah, I was sitting here and God just told me to start writing down how I was feeling. And I wrote this thing. I forgot exactly what it says, but to simplify it, it talked about how I felt like I was running from my depression, and I felt like eventually it was going to catch up to me. And when I tell y'all, I started crying. I was in tears because I don't know, it just made me really sad. I just had this internal fear of one day I'm gonna go back to how I used to be. And when I was sitting there, God was just telling me that when He sets you free, you are free indeed. And I was so worried about being bound again. I was so worried about being chained again. He said, I didn't just unlock the chain, I broke the chain. So the thing that once held you bound, it no longer has power over you. And so I'm sitting here and I'm worried about one day I'm gonna slip back into depression, or one day I'm gonna slip back into how I used to be. And the reality of it is that I'm not. Because the Bible literally says, whom the Son sets free is free indeed. And is that the truth? 110% it is the truth. And so I wanted to come on here. Well, I didn't want to. God really pushed me to come on here to kind of take my glasses off. I feel like there's a glare in the glasses, but to just to be honest and be open with people. Because I have this thing where I don't tell anyone what's wrong, and I don't tell anyone when I'm sad, or I don't tell anyone when I'm struggling. I always tell God. He's somebody else might be doing the same thing. And if you are, I just encourage you to find somebody that you trust, even if it can be God. I encourage that. Tell God how you feel. But sometimes you also or sometimes it might be helpful to tell your mom, or just tell anybody, hey, I'm sad right now, but it's going to be okay. So I guess it for me, acknowledging it makes it feel more, it makes it feel like it's okay, I guess. Like I don't have to hide it. I don't have to hide that I feel sad sometimes, or I don't have to hide that I'm not always this perfect, or I'm never perfect, but I'm not always like in a happy mood or in a bubbly mood. I'm human. And so sometimes I get sad, sometimes I get angry, and that's okay. Because God can use all that for his glory. And so now I'm telling y'all, like, this happened like probably 2 hours ago, and I felt like really sad, but now I'm here and I'm ecstatic again. And the reason that I am is because I spent time with God, and I just had a vulnerable moment where I just told him how I felt. I asked him what I could do to combat this feeling of depression, and he helped me. I don't know how, but he did. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here to encourage you that it's going to be okay. And even when you feel like it's not going to be okay, you just trust God, because I had to do that today. I had to say, God, I trust you, and I know that everything is going to be okay even when I feel like this. I know that weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. And I know this because the Bible says it. So yeah. We're going to end it here. It's going to be kind of a smaller video, but I wanted to just get that out and to encourage somebody, because God encouraged me today. So yeah, I love you guys. See me in the next video. We might be more on some happy sides, or we might be doing more like, happy stuff. But you can't have the happy without can't have the highs without the lows. You gotta make it even, So yeah, that's the end of this episode, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Love you. Bye.